Guys, my video cut out on me. So we're gonna find the percentile. Okay, so what percent of people or observations are between a z-score of -2 and 3.14? These are both z-scores. We need to go to the table twice because we were given two z-scores. So in step one, let's go to the table for -2 first. Okay, so if I go back to my table, my first two digits is -2.0. Right? -2.0, and my last digit is also 0. So that gives us a decimal 0.0228. Come on. Okay, and we need to do it again for 3.14. So let's go back. 3.1 is the first digit, two digits that we have. 4 is the last two digits. So we keep going until they intersect. That's 0.9992. Okay, so step one. Step two, what we need to do now is we need to take that big decimal minus the small decimal. So 0.9992 minus 0.0228. When I do that, I get 0.9764. And that's my final answer there. Now let me briefly talk with you. Why do we do that? If we have the normal curve, here's our mean. We have a z-score of -2. They gave us that, so we'll approximate it to be right here. And we have a z-score, oopsie, of, -2. There we go. And then we have a z-score of 3.14. So over here. Well, in that first step, what we did is this 0.0228 represents all of this area. This 0.9992 represents all of this area. We don't want this area here. We want in between, you guys. We want this area. So what we do is we take that pink value right there minus that blue value, take that out of there, and we're left with that yellow value right there. And that's the percentile or the proportion of observations that are below -2 and 3.14. I want you guys to try it now on this one on your own, and we'll come back together. So pause. Try it on your own, and then make sure that you can get it right. Okay, you should have tried it on your own. Let's see if you got it right. 1.2, that's 0.8849. And then 1.98. So that is, let me highlight it. Should be the 8, and that's the 8 row. 0.9761. Okay, we're gonna do the big, whoops. Big minus small, 0.9761. Minus 0.8849. And we're left with 0.0912. And that's my final answer. Okay, the last thing that we're gonna do for the day is we could get the, we need to know how to do this with a word problem. Okay, Women's heights have a mean of 63.6 inches and a standard deviation of 2.5 inches. What is the percentile for a woman who is 68 inches? Okay, so step one, what we want to do is we want to find the z-score. Okay, z-score is ZOMS, or observation. So 68 minus our mean, 63.6, divided by our standard deviation of 2.5. So I typed in my calculator right now, 68 minus 63.6 divided by 2.5, and I get a z-score of 1.76. Step two, I'm going to go to my table. 1.7 is right here. 6 is right here. I'm going to circle it. I have 0.9608 when I went to my table. So 0.9608. So that was step two. Step three, we want to analyze. Was this problem a less than problem? If it's a less than problem, we stop. Was it a greater than problem? Then we need to do 1 minus that answer. Or was it in between where we do the big decimal minus the small? We know it wasn't in between because we didn't have two z-scores. Because it says percentile, by definition, that is a less than problem. So anytime we have a less than problem, we get to stop. Okay, we're done. The answer is 0.9608, meaning the percentiles 96.08. 96.08% of women are shorter than 68 inches. Okay, let's move on to our next one. Well, again, same problem. Women's height have a mean of 63.6 and a standard deviation of 2.5. What percent of women are taller than 58 inches? Again, step one, let's find a z-score, ZOMS. Our z is equal to our observation, which is 58, minus my mean, which is 63.6, divided by my standard deviation of 2.5. Let's type that into our calculator now. 58 minus 63.6 divided by 2.5, and I get negative 0.224. Step two, I'm going to go to the table for negative 2.24. Negative 2.2 is right here. 4 is right here. And I get a 0.0125. 0.0125. Now I'm going to analyze. Was it less than, greater than, or in between? Now it says, what percent of women are taller? Taller means greater than, okay? So whenever we have a greater than, we need to take what we got from step two and do 1 minus what we got. So we're going to take 1 minus 0.0125. And when I do 1 minus 0.0125, I get 0.9875. And that is my final answer when we have a greater than problem. And then finally, excuse me, women's heights, again, same thing. What percent of women are between 60 and 70 inches? Notice on this one, we have 2 observations. So we need 2 z-scores. So let's find the z-score for 60 first. We have 60 minus 63.6 divided by 2.5. 60 minus 63.6 divided by 2.5 gives us a z-score equal to negative 1.44. Let's do it again. Our z-score, we have 70 inches, so 70 minus 63.6 divided by 2.5, because I can type. 70 minus 63.6 divided by 2.5 Oops, I typed something in wrong. 70 minus 63.6 divided by 2.5 equals 2.56. Now I'm going to go to the table, and I'm going to go to the table twice because I have two z-scores. Negative 1.44 was our first one. Negative 1.4 is right here. And 4, I believe, is right here, yeah. So that's 0.0749. Go back, 0.0749. Let's do it again. Our other z-score is 2.56. So 2.5 is right here. 6 is right here. Ooh. And I get 0.9948. Okay, so whenever it's in between, we know we have to go, we have two z-scores, we go to the table twice, and then again, we need to do big minus small. So I'm going to take 0.9948 minus 0.0749, and that gives me, 0.9199. Just double check. .9199, yes. 91.99% of women are between 60 and 70 inches. That's what we just found. All right, you guys, we are done for the day. Time to start your homework and come ask me if you have any questions.